In the early months of 2019, Steph and I made the decision to spend a year in Japan. Upon arriving, I was exposed to an unfamiliar world of wonder, beauty, culture, architecture, and history. The country of Japan unveiled the endless possibilities held in its ancient palm to me. What I was immediately struck by was the immaculate combination of past and present. The respect I witnessed the people of Japan have for their history was, and still is, astounding. It is this unbreakable respect for their heritage, architecturally and culturally, permeating from every crevice that I found myself being emblazoned with. This fascination manipulated me like a crazed puppeteer. I found myself hungering to explore as much of my home prefecture of Osaka and the surrounding prefectures as possible, engrossing myself in as much of this captivating country as I possibly could. Enter From Software's new behemoth, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Or in my case, Sekiro, the unending cycle of death. This is not a review of Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. This is an exploration of the dichotomy of my love and disdain for this game. For the uninitiated, Sekiro is the story of a lone shinobi named the Wolf, on a vengeful quest to retrieve his child lord from an opposing samurai clan loosely set against the backdrop of the late 16th century Sengoku period of Japan. The aforementioned crazed puppeteer began rejoicing as I naively think this feat of gaming prowess is going to allow me to explore ancient Japan in a way I've never before hoped. Now, before you all begin screaming at me through your screens, yes, I know of the reputation that From Software possesses. I am fully cognizant of the get good culture that surrounds products from this legendary developer. But at the time, and as I say this, I fondly remember my innocence before my knowledge of the cruel mistress that is Sekiro Shadows Die Continuously, I just didn't care. I wanted to go gallivanting through 16th century Japan, playing samurai and leaping across pagodas with boyish abandon, and to an extent, this is exactly what I received. Playing samurai, check. Leaping across pagodas, check. 16th century Japan, check. The only ingredient missing was the boyish abandon. It is now, at the time of recording, over a year after Sekiro Please Stop Dying's release. And it is no secret to anybody at this point that it is hard, with a capital H. I am not one to rage quit. However, this game has tested me to my very core, and I can no longer say that I have never quitted a game because of unadulterated fury. I no longer play in the evenings, so as to allow Steph the luxury of sleeping peacefully, as there are no amount of noise-cancelling headphones that can silence the anguished screams escaping my soul as Genichiro of Ashina destroys me for what must have been the 20th time. Or the Guardian Ape decides to cosplay as the Headless Horseman. Leisurely strolling through this skillfully constructed world is definitely off the menu, as even the most base-level grunt has the ability to cut you to ribbons in a matter of seconds if you are not always positioning your head on a swivel. However, what this game managed to do expertly is provide an escape. It provided me an avenue in which to explore this mystical country in a way that I had never thought was possible. This world feels lived in. Granted, everything in the world is simultaneously trying to remove your head from your shoulders. It is done in such an immersive way that I cannot help but be enamored by the astonishing level of detail that From Software has woven throughout their creation. No matter how many times I see the crimson letters fade onto my screen informing me of my failure, I am constantly pushed forward by the hand of intrigue. What is around this next corner? What whimsical anecdote does this next eavesdrop provide me, revealing an insight into the lives and struggles of these very real characters who I am eventually going to eviscerate as they stand in the path of my own very real quest.
Fighting like a demon by the Serpent Valley side of the castle. Then that's where we're going next. But...
Or will I misstep? Turning the tables, the eviscerator becoming the eviscerated. The accomplishment as I ascend Ashina Castle to be rewarded with a breathtaking view of the rolling landscapes laid out before me, comparing it to the beauty and wonder of the real-life Osaka Castle. Proudly standing defiant to the world around it, its magnificent white exterior displaying the quietly honourable power that Japan seems to covet so dearly. Immediately, however, I am reminded that I am not in a walking tour of ancient Japan by a murderous ninja dressed in feathers hurling shurikens at my head. From Software has so deftly created a world in which I want to live in, but I am very rarely permitted to do so. I am urged to explore, but exploration is limited by my ability to get good. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is so reverential of its source material that none of this gatekeeping seems to bother me as much as I initially anticipated. 16th century Japan is so effectively imagined within the world of Sekiro that no matter how many times I am defeated in the thrilling dance of combat, I am rewarded with the knowledge that I have the privilege to continue to experience the masterpiece that From Software have laboured over so immaculately. Referring back to my previous conundrum of my love-hate relationship with this game, in one hand, this game has satisfied my desire to explore a corner of our world's history that is so rarely afforded the level of regard dripping from Software's masterpiece, although, just as one hand gives, the other takes, and what is being taken from me in this instance is my patience. On countless occasions I have found myself screaming less than savoury words at my television screen that would make your grandmother blush. However, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice has awarded me a new style of gaming, a more methodical approach to action games that I previously did not possess. Kill, or be killed. By no means have I gotten good, but what keeps me coming back after I have left the wolf and his vengeful quest gathering dust for a while is the reassurance that I am getting better. Each enemy defeated and small inching forward in the captivating story fills me with accomplishment. With each new story beat comes a new corner of 16th century Japan that I have the joy of exploring. It becomes addictive. And if all Sekiro, live, die, repeat, dishes out his pain, then I guess I'm a glutton for it.